But Apple hasn't extended Always On to any other app, theirs or developers. So if you're in an app and you cover the display to put your watch to sleep, it'll just jump back to the watch face and go into Always On mode from there. And when you wake it, you'll stay on the watch face. If your watch goes to sleep on its own, it'll blur and dim out the app, just so no personal data leaks. Then transparently layer a simple digital timestamp at the top right. And at that point, if you wake it, you'll still be in the app. It's an incredibly considerate user experience that I'm still getting used to. Being able to just glance at the time without having to move my arm or risk offending anyone I'm with is transformative. But it's also just a little showy-offy. Now when I go out, especially if it's someplace formal or fancy, I put a lot more thought into my watch face because I know other people might see it. Likewise if I'm going somewhere fun. Usually during the week, infographic modular is my go-to. It's basically the dashboard for my day. But now, if I'm meeting people for lunch or I just want to give my godkids a laugh, I'll swipe over to the new Meridian or California in lieu of Hermes, even Solar or Mickey. Almost the way a traditional watch collector might mull their collection before choosing their look for the day. That might well fade with the novelty, but I'm enjoying it so much, I kinda hope it lasts. I've wanted Always On since day one. In hindsight, I wouldn't have traded any of the other features Apple front-loaded first, like cellular or the edge-to-edge display, but I'm incredibly glad Always On is here, and the only finally I want to give it is how happy I am it finally arrived. Every year when Apple introduces the new Apple Watch, they also introduce the new S-Series System in Package, or SiP, along with it. That's basically the entire computer that runs the watch, all shrunk down and layered up together. With Apple Watch Series 2, the S2 went dual core. With Apple Watch Series 4, the S4 went 64-bit. With Apple Watch Series 5, the S5 is going, well, wherever the hell it wants to go, because now it's got a magnetometer, a digital compass, and knows about direction. Sorry, yeah, as silicon updates go, it's not just not breaking Moore's law, it's a temporary cancellation of it. But Series 5 isn't about performance. We've got that, and it isn't about efficiency. The display system is handling that this year. It's just about maintaining everything else while Always On ramps up. At least I hope that's what it's all about. With the A-Series systems on a chip, the one used in the iPhone and iPad, Apple has a lot of competition. Samsung, Huawei, Qualcomm, maybe even Intel if you want to look a little further out. With watches, they really don't have any. That's because it's incredibly expensive to make silicon for wearables. So expensive, Apple's pretty much one of the few companies that do it, and the only company, to my knowledge, really pushing it. Other companies have reheated old phone chips, then reheated them again, maybe slapped a coprocessor on it. But they simply don't have enough demand from enough customers to have enough budget to do much of anything else right now. And I'm not sure that's gonna change. And that's a shame because competition benefits everyone. It gives us more choice and it gives manufacturers more pressure. Apple is usually really good about competing with themselves, so hopefully this is just a lull before the next leap. Because even with Always On, we're still not all the way through the list yet. And no, I'm not talking about Apple Watch for Android. I think Apple Watch will go independent long before investing any resources in that makes any kind of sense. But I do want that kind of independence. And hey, maybe an Apple Watch that can stay charged for a week at a time. No pressure. There is a next generation version of Apple's W3 chip inside, which handles all the wireless communication for the watch as efficiently and performantly as possible. And the compass is cool. I was kind of blasé about it initially because we've had one in the iPhone